Well, Stacey Barney, welcome today.
Thank you very much.
We want to ask you, you've been at Penguin now for several months, and tell us about your job title, what you do there, what you're looking for.
Okay, well, I'm an editor at Putnam Books for Young Readers, and I primarily acquire commercial, teen fiction, and middle grade. Very rarely will I do picture books or books that are much younger than middle grade, but there are exceptions. I really love my department. It's a really great department. Really great people work there. I have been able to acquire a really broad range of titles already. First book I acquired was historical fiction, which I expect to be an award winner. It takes place in the Civil War, last days of the Civil War, and it focuses on 3 children who've been displaced by that war. So 2 black and 1 white, and it's really an emotional read. And this writer, Linda Brown, is one of the most elegant writers I've ever come across. And her last book, Crossing Over Jordan, was widely acclaimed, and the Washington Post Book World did a wonderful write-up of it, and people from Nikki G. Abani to others gave a blurb for it, and so that's very, very literary. And then I also acquired a mystery chick lit book from the head writer of As the World Turns. So I love Putnam because I'm still able to do a diverse range of titles, from the very literary to the very commercial. And that's what I look for: multicultural, commercial, things that kids will buy themselves on the retail level, as opposed to things that parents or librarians will buy and give to kids because they think they should read them. I'm really interested in what kids themselves want to read.
Explain the age groups a little bit, because I know that you don't do picture books. Mm-hmm. Can you explain the age ranges that you're looking for?
Teen fiction, anything that would be appropriate for children 13 and up. And usually the books that I acquire do have crossover to the adult realm as well. And middle grade would be from things age appropriate for 10 to 12 to 13-year-old kids. And I did recently acquire something called Mouse Noses on Toes, which I'm really excited about. It's a UK import, and it's 6 to 8-year-old illustrated fiction, but it's humorous, and it's something that adults will find laugh out loud funny as well.
Sounds amazing. Mm-hmm. Now, what do you look for when you study scripts coming in? What do you look for? What
I look
catches
for
your
a
attention?
really strong voice. I look for something that's fresh and original, something I haven't seen before. I look for writers who are doing really interesting and ambitious things narratively. One of the books that I acquired, 17 Seasons, by a poet who teaches at Juilliard. Her name is Samantha Thornhill. Wonderful writer. She's doing really, really great things in this novel I acquired. It's sort of, if you're familiar with Jamaica Kincaid's Annie John, this is sort of a book that takes up where Jamaica Kincaid left off and focuses on a young girl who immigrates from Trinidad to Miami and how her life is upset by that. And she has one whole chapter that's written as if it were a play. And I just found that so extraordinary. And she sort of takes the premise that you have people in your life who are a certain way and will react a certain way no matter what the situation or circumstance is. And she's sort of just like, well, Dad is going to say this, Mom is going to say this, and she moves them around as if you would move a character around in a scene, so there's stage direction.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really, really quite extraordinary. And when I read it on submission, I was like, wow, I've not seen an author do this before, and that really excited me, and I wanted to be a part of that.
So, themes. What about themes? Are there certain themes that you're looking for, or that you never get that you wish you did?
The department joke is that if Stacey has acquired a book, then chances are the kids are having sex or on drugs.
Oh.
So, issue-driven books really capture me, and I want to be able to publish books that deal with the issues that kids are dealing with, and sexual identity. Identity in general, and how they're going to move and operate in the world, peer pressure, friends. I acquired one book recently called Donut Days that deals with a 16-year-old daughter of evangelical ministers, and her her conflict is, does she cozy up to Jesus or does she cozy up to evolution? And it's topical, and it's something that you haven't really seen in young adult literature before, and it hits home to a real experience where a lot of kids in middle America who have really strong religious influences in their lives, and you juxtapose that to pop culture and American Idol, what have you, and where their identity is.
Wow. Well, now, what would you say to writers? This is a tough business, and sometimes it takes a long time to get published. What would you say to writers to encourage them, or what advice do you have for them?
Hone your craft. Hone your craft. Really read a lot. Really know what's going on in the market, what other writers are doing, what books are doing well, what books are selling, and make sure that what you put forth is the best, the absolute best that it can be.
Stacey Barney, thank you so much for talking with us today.
No problem.